Today we are diving into 3 unbelievable, affordable, and absolutely beautiful European cities. These 3 cities are perfect for our winter holidays, and stick around, because after these 3 gems, I will also review one popular destination you might want to skip. You can be sure that all these 3 choices are among the most affordable cities to visit in Europe at any season. But they are most beautiful under a soft sheet of snow. First we talk about Brașov in Romania. What is so special about the city? For starters, castles, the Black Church, and ski in Poiana. Brașov tops the list of budget winter destinations for a few reasons. First, because it has plenty of budget accommodation, from world-class hostels to chain hotels. If you're a history lover like me, go for a free walking tour. They start at the main square almost every day. Local experts will guide you across the most interesting points of the city built by 3 different cultures: Saxons, Hungarians, and Romanians. Brașov's old town is very well preserved and safe. If you are looking for nightlife, there are many options around, but don't believe the ads for free drinks. They are not always true. While Bucharest, the Romanian capital, may be quite hard for the eyes, Brașov is one of the most enchanting old towns in Eastern Europe. Another attraction, and for me the most spectacular one of the city, is reserved for nature and trekking fans. If you enjoy walking around forests, this is one of the finest cities in Romania. Lush Transylvanian woodlands surround Brașov, and you can spend entire days on the trails departing from the city. I recommend the one to the Tampa mountain top. From there, it's possible to see the whole old town in its full splendor. If you're fit, another good idea is to hike to the nearby ski resort of Poiana. There are market trails all the way, but be aware that during winter there is plenty of snowfall and trails may be risky. There are also some bears there. Let's talk about numbers. In Brașov, your wallet can breathe easy. Accommodation is incredibly affordable with rooms for 40 euros. You can enjoy a good meal for less than 7 euros or sip a local beer for under 2 euros. And the best part? Most of the city's attractions, like those captivating hiking trails, won't cost you a dime. Brașov is a proof that great travel experiences don't have to come with a hefty price tag. Now let's leave the enchanting forests of Romania and head to a city where history and modernity blend seamlessly. Get ready to be swept away by the charm of Kraków in Poland. Formerly the capital of the enormous Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth, one of the largest states in European history, Kraków will amaze you with a myriad of attractions. From the historical Wawel royal castle to romantic gardens, you have plenty of places to visit. Most of Krakow's attractions are within walking distance. There are also organized tours to visit the nearby Wieliczka salt mine, Old Town, and historical quarters, and the ski resort of Zakopane, not far from there. Kraków is preferred over Warsaw both by tourists and locals, and also by me. The city offers multiple fine budget-friendly hotels. Find one near the Old Town to make the best of your time. Kraków is also wonderfully budget-friendly. The local currency is the zloty, but I'll give you some equivalent values in euros. You can find comfortable lodgings close to the heart of the city in private rooms for less than 40 euros. Dining out, enjoy a meal in a traditional bar Milecine for just 6 euros or less. And getting around is a breeze. The city is walkable, but if you need to hop on a public transport, it's less than €1 more or less for a ride. Kraków is a perfect blend of affordability and unforgettable experiences. The next of the 3 names in our list is a city less traveled but no less interesting, Podgorica, in the heart of Montenegro. Before we explain why Podgorica is in this list, I would like to ask a small favor. If you enjoyed this episode, please hit the like and subscribe buttons. Often budget travelers already heard about Kraków or Brașov, but Podgorica is still new in their route of cities to visit in winter. It's the capital city of one of the newest countries in Europe. Montenegro regained its independence in 2006. The infrastructure, cuisine, and beauty of this former Yugoslav city can surprise you. Between one plate of savory cevapi and a shot of rakia, the Yugoslavian signature liquor, you see a city developing at a quick pace while preserving its heritage. The real treasure of Podgorica, however, lies just beyond its city limits. The nearby mountains have some of the most beautiful rivers and streams I saw in my entire life. I'm still puzzled about how they can have such a beautiful dégradé of greenish colors. If you are lucky to visit Podgorica in the winter, not so far is the ski center of Kolashin 1450, a modern resort with inexpensive prices to European standards. It has good slopes for beginners, intermediate skiers, and snowboarders, and you can go either by car, using a car rental, or taking a taxi. In terms of affordability, you can find cozy accommodation for 35 euros or less for a private room, enjoy meals for around 5 euros, and local beers for around 2 euros. As I promised at the beginning of the video, after giving you 3 cities to visit this winter, I also will give you one to avoid. And I know, by saying that name, some people will disagree. If this is your case, feel free to explain to me why in the comment section. We would be glad to read about your point of view. So, the city is Prague, in the Czech Republic. 8.8 million tourists visit Prague, the capital city of Czech Republic, every single year. It receives more visitors than entire countries like Tunisia or Brazil, respectively 8.3 and 6.6 million. We recognize the Czech capital for its excellent beer and economical costs. While they certainly make great Pilsen, a type of beer named after the Czech city of Pilsen, 3 points in Prague disappointed me. The first are the scams. Currency exchange scams are everywhere, or at least they were when I went there. I don't know right now. The hype about the city made the scammers flourish. The old town of Prague is full of other types of scams, even in restaurants. To exchange money in the old town of Prague is ranked among the most stupid things to do in Europe. By the way, watch our video about the 4 other stupid things to do in Europe. For example, often these exchange houses have a very attractive rate to exchange Czech korunas for euros or dollars. At the same time, they hide the rate to exchange euros or dollars to korunas, which is the one that matters for visitors. Without the correct rate, tourists fall into the trap and lose up to 40% of their money. They also trick travelers by announcing small commissions to buy currency, but in the small letters, they have a commission much higher to sell the currency. The second thing that annoyed me in Prague are the tourist traps. The most popular tourist traps in Prague are those disguised as typical Czech, when they are in reality imported stuff unrelated to the region. For example, the tredelnik, a sweet bread sold in the streets as a local dessert, is actually from Hungary, where it's called kurtoskalec. It's tasty, I admit that, but I would recommend trying some real local desserts. There are more irritating traps, however, like street sellers of the Charles Bridge. They are excessive and break the atmosphere of such a breathtaking place. And the third thing are the uncontrolled, lousy, flashing tourists. Tourism is important for the local economy, but tourists can be lousy. To keep attractions intact and the experience of museums, churches, and historical landmarks remarkable, a city must enforce rules. The acoustic of medieval Czech churches can be fabulously efficient, more than enough to make a group of talking tourists unbearable. And then there are also the flashes. It's for debate how harmful camera flashes are for artistic masterpieces. But even if not destructive, it's obnoxious to have multiple blinking lights in a dimmed ambient like a museum or a cathedral. 85 decibels of loud talk and flashing lights are not beneficial to the atmosphere of a historical castle, but to a club. One of the few calm and peaceful attractions in Prague is the Virtual Garden, which is also one of the most beautiful of its kind in Europe. Check our video about the most beautiful gardens in Europe here at your left.